This is Titus99 from Twitch TV. I'm gonna do a one take of a tier list for tanks, healers, and damage. This is based off my knowledge of the game and my opinion from playing over 1,000 hours. I'm just gonna go ahead and say right now this isn't for clickbait or YouTube views. I actually play the game. I have over 1,000+ hours logged. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of my characters right now. This is my Frost Mage main. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at her real quick. A lot of people come into my stream and they're like, Titus, what's the best tank? What's the best DPS? What's the best healer? You know what I mean? So today I'm gonna make a tier list and we're gonna go ahead and put that out there. So right now, here's my mage. I'm completely min-maxed, as you see. 8 set tier 3 gems, tier 3 empowerments. My inscribed level is level 97. I've been here since day 1. I have all the most min-maxed emblems and everything you possibly do on a Frost Mage. Let's go ahead and take a look at my healer. I also main a Necromancer healer. It's my Necromancer healer. I'm just showing you my characters right now. Right now, the Scribe Stone is level 94 on here. All maxed, min-maxed emblems. Inscribed tree, here's the character, 8 set bonus. Doesn't have all the best aptitudes yet. I don't have all the best aptitudes on my main or my healer. So let's go ahead and get into the tier list now that I showed you my characters. I actually do play the game and I'm not just doing this for views. All right, let's go ahead and go into the tier list. We're gonna pretty much go pretty fast on this. I don't want this to be a long video, and I'm just gonna put this up there for my Twitch channel, so when people come in and ask me, this is gonna be my opinion. Now you could go to Tarisland Global and go ahead and base your opinion off what the meta is doing. Like on if you go to Tarisland Global, you can see here what is doing top damage and stuff like that, like this. Shadow Swordsman, you know, there's a Bard DPS up here. You can just go through here. Here's the Pally DPSs and you can go check. Okay, you even see a priest up here. But this is like the 1% of the population. I'm basing my tier list off what I play in the game and what I enjoy to play with and what I've seen from challenge mode raids, elite raids, epic raids, arcane realms, arcane challenges, and everything like that. So let's get into tanks. We're gonna do the tanks first. God mode tier, S+, Paladin. These guys are awesome tanks. They heal like crazy. They don't need babysitting at all from a healer. They pretty much, you could just leave them alone. Like they're that good. Barbarian tanks, A tier. They probably do the most damage out of most of the tanks. But and they're not as squishy as the warrior tank. I'm gonna say warrior tank is gonna be B, barbarian tank A, paladin tank. So these are the way I rate my tanks. I feel like warriors and barbs can be A tier. You can't go wrong with either or, but if you want to do like challenge mode raids or dungeons and arcane realms, pick a paladin tank. Your healer's just gonna absolutely love you. All right, let's go ahead and start with the healers. I say Bard healer is probably A tier. Not the best AoE healer, not the best single target healer, but does provide some buffs to the raid, and you know they're pretty good at both. They're pretty good at both. They're not bad healers. Priest healer, definitely one of the best AoE healers in the game. Probably one of the worst single target heals in the game. But they're really good PvE and they're amazing. Let's get into the Necromancer healer. I'd say S or S plus maybe. Necromancer healer is probably one of the these synergize well. If you want to make a good raid, good challenge mode raid and stuff like that, you probably want a priest and a necro, or a bard and a necro. I wouldn't pair these two together, but I feel like these two synergize so good together. Necromancer has the best single target heals in the game, has a soul link ability, there's AoE heals are really good. Everything's really good about a necro healer. That's just my opinion. I would probably put like maybe necro up to S plus. If I was to do that. Barb fighter. Let's get into the damage classes. Barb fighter is really good sustain damage, good AoE damage. Always on top of the meters, if you know, in most of my groups. A bard, I would say bard that used to be like B tier, but I'd put them on in A tier. They just got buffed. Bard's got a big buff and they give you a nice boost to your raid. I would definitely bring them in as A tier. They're definitely, I mean, I've seen some bards do like S tier DPS. I've seen some bards be in yike DPS, you know what I mean? What do we have here next? This is the hunting ranger. The hunting ranger, I'd put it above the bard or barb DPS. Hunting ranger, you can't always go wrong. The problem is with this class, there are a dime a dozen. There's a lot of bad ones and there's a lot of good ones. Everybody plays one of these classes, so you might have trouble finding groups and stuff like that. Reminds me of the hunter in World of Warcraft. Everybody plays one. Tame beast, holy shit, this thing needs. Tame beast just got buffed, but I feel like it still needs work. It still needs buffed. I feel like it's still really underperforming. It's at least 1 to 2k DPS underneath the hunting spec. I wouldn't bring these guys into your raid or anything like that. Shadow swordsman, cunning or duel spec 100%. S plus tier, always top DPS, easy rotation, very flashy, very good class, very single target based and does a lot of high damage single target. There's counterparts. Yikes, stay away from this. This is the cunning spec, the poison spec of the shadow swordsman. For some reason, when these guys are always in my groups or in my raids, they're always bottom of the barrel DPS. I don't like bringing these people into my groups. I know there's some people that can do damage as a spec, but for some reason, 9 times out of 10, they're shit. Mage is the fire mage. Definitely A tier, middle of the class. You might find yourself, you're never going to be top DPS and you're never going to be bottom DPS. They're always like mid tier DPS. Same with the frost mage. Frost mage I'd put ahead of the fire right now. Frost just got buffed. Icicle storm and ice storm can now crit. So if you run the crush emblem with the new crit buff, man, they pop off now. They just recently got buffed. Same with, they're the A tier. Sometimes you might see yourself top of the meters and sometimes you might see yourself on the bottom of the meters. I think they're middle of the pack. Necro, this is the Necro soul snatch. I feel like soul snatch is it's a complicated rotation. When done well, it could be S tier or S plus tier, but for some reason all the ones that I see in my group are always underperforming. I kind of don't like bring them into my groups or my raids. I just feel like that they're just, I know they have the damage to blow to be an S tier class, but not a lot of people can play them like an S tier. To be honest, I never got out DPS by a necro. maybe once or twice. Same with priest. Priest I know are could be a S or a S plus tier. Like I've seen priest do crazy damage, but 9 times out of 10 they're shit. They do 3k damage somehow. I don't understand. They have really good burst, single target, but their AoE is kind of trash. For some reason, when they're in my raids and my groups, they're just trash, dude. Like maybe one out of like 5 tries, I find a good priest. Justice Paladin, S plus tier, guaranteed, man. These guys come from a long way, man. Whenever we're item level 90 or 100, you know, they were garbage. Now we're end game, we're fully 110 mid-max gear. These guys are scaling crazy with high in Skype trees, like 90, 95 plus in Skype tree. These guys have more burst than these Shadow Swordsmen, and their AoE is insane. So yeah, if you're playing a guard paladin and you want to be top DPS, and you think your off spec is going to be S plus, it's not going to work. If you want to be a Justice Paladin, you have to really commit to being a Justice Paladin. You have to get the best emblems. You have to have a really high Scribe Stone. You got to be min-maxed. You got to have best, you know, gems and everything like that. Melee Rage Warrior, I would put them above. They're in with the mages here, and I feel like that, you know, I feel like the warrior DPS is middle of the back, just with right along with the mages. You don't really see them popping off completely. Maybe sometimes, but you never see them at the really bottom of the pack. So anyways, guys, this is my tier list. This is what I'm basing my opinion off of my 1,000+ hours played. I'm not biased against any classes or anything like that. If you really want really good statistics or you know, min-max stuff, I would go check out tierlistglobal.com. You can look at all the 10-player raids and you can see like what everybody's doing, but this is like top 5% of the players that play the game, you know what I mean? I'm basing my opinion off people that I played with, I've been playing with every day. Anyways, guys, this is Titus99 from Twitch TV. This is my endgame tier list. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel, if you want to bring your own opinion into it. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Come stop by my Twitch stream. I'm streaming every day. Come by, show me a little love, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna head out and upload this right now, and this is my one take on a tier list, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you have a good day, and thank you a lot. See ya.